Hello PvPers, and welcome back to another episode of Methodical Gamer. Today we're taking a look at a build where we're using a more recent weapon I've come across, and I dare to say that the Drakekeeper sword is the best straight sword in Dark Souls 2. We're going to get more of that in a minute here, but let's flip over to the stats and take a look at what we have for this build. The Drakekeeper sword requires 16 strength and 8 dexterity to wield. It scales with a C in both strength and dexterity, making this a quality type weapon. As the video goes on and we talk about the combos of this weapon, you may realize that this has the exact same moveset as the broadsword. So then you ask me, what makes this weapon so much better than the broadsword? Why not use a broadsword for your build? There's two reasons this weapon's superior. First reason is the extended range to the Drakekeeper sword. It is the longest straight sword in Dark Souls 2. Second reason is the higher DPS. Much like the broadsword, the best combo for this weapon is the same. It's 2 R1s followed by 2 R2s. The reason I show you this and the reason it's so important is because this sword has the exact same advantage that the broadsword has, in my opinion, over the longsword and the straight sword class types. Just like the broadsword, use your R1 attacks to hit opponents in their low frames. You hit R2s to hit them in their high frames or when they come out of their rolls. So ever since the release of Dark Souls 2, there's been a debate between two groups of people. They've been debating of which straight sword has been better, the long sword or the broadsword. And I really haven't weighed in on this with my opinion yet. And the debate has been which one is more viable as a weapon in PvP, or which one is just a better weapon in general. And the two sides of the argument, the one for the longsword is that the longsword offers a thrusting animation that the broadsword does not offer, and therefore having more types of animations gives you more options in PvP. The broadsword, on the other hand, offers the R2 that's still a slash type animation, but it punishes a lot of panic rollers, and that's how people usually use the broadsword in PvP from my experience. Personally, from my experience of how I play both target locked and non-target locked, in my personal opinion, the longsword does not offer the tracking that I need in the thrusting animation, so I hardly ever use it in PvP due to the lack of tracking when non-target locked. Now, looking at the other side of the argument, people would say on the longsword side that the broadsword does not offer the range that you need in order to do what you need to in PvP because opponents can roll out of a lot of attacks. And that is very true. A lot of your R2 high frame attacks, opponents can just roll out of simply just because your weapon doesn't have the range required to punish. And that's why, in my opinion, I say that Drakekeeper's sword is the best straight sword class type weapon, because it offers the moveset that I need for my style of PvP, and also offers the range to punish a lot of panic rollers. And the reason I say this best fits my playstyle is because depending on what class type weapon I'm using, I change my playstyle. And when I'm using a straight sword, I see myself as a very reactive type of gamer. And you may notice most of my attacks in this video come from opponents mistiming attacks, or poorly choosing when to roll. I know in previous videos I've talked about with your build you want to choose different weapons, or choose a weapon that has different types of attacks to attack opponents with high and low frames. But also, when you're changing weapons, you also want to change the style in which you play. So for each class type weapon you have, you're going to want a different playstyle. For every weapon, you're going to want a different playstyle. That way you keep it fresh, you're not ever getting bored of the game, you're never getting bland of it. And there is a playstyle, believe it or not, that best suits every weapon in the game. And what makes the gaming, and especially PvP experience, unique for every one of us. Guys, this is going to be my last video on the last gen console. I'm going to be moving up to the PS4 version of Scholar the First Sin. So guys, thanks for watching this video, and until next time, play smart, keep on winning.